are you doing here?
Stacy, I'd like to speak with you if I may.
Don't you think you've said enough already?
I know what you mean by that, Stacy, and that's why I'm here. I'd like to set things straight.
I really don't care to listen to anything you might have to say.
I can clear up this misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? Is that what you call it? Well, I don't have time to listen. Excuse me.
Stacy, you're not going to be able to just shut the door on me. I know that's what you want. I know you'd like nothing better than to just shut me out of your life as well as your father's.
Terry, please.
Stacy, I think that there are a few things that I have to make clear to you, even if I have to do it out here. Dave and I intend to marry. Now, you may not like that, but we will be married with or without your consent. Now, I know that you've been hurt, and I know that you hold me responsible, but I just want the opportunity to be heard. If, afterwards, you still feel the same way, then I'll accept that. But please, Stacy, just give me the courtesy of listening.
Good evening, Dr. Bazan. Do you have reservations?
Yes, I'm expecting to meet Dr. Brian Graham here tonight.
Yes, he's already here at the table.
Oh, yes, so I see.
If you'll follow me.
That's quite all right. I can find my way.
Vanessa! I was wondering if you were going to make it. What kept you?
A DOMI meeting. What else?
Problems?
Aren't there always? Some of those people like to hang on to me like leeches.
That's the price you pay for making them dependent on you.
Dependence is one thing. Crowding me is quite another. You should have seen it. They came up to me, surrounded me. I thought I was going to smother.
I'm really surprised, Vanessa. I thought you liked all that adulation and fawning. At least that's what you used to tell me. You changed your mind.
Well, it's nice to know that you really care.
Well, actually, it's a little more than caring. If you're going to be this way all through dinner, I think I will just order dessert now and then be on my way.
It seems to me that you've had a bad day or two every now and then.
But that I'm not a purveyor of sunshine and rainbows like you are. I don't make my living preaching optimism and happiness.
Oh, don't you?
Well, I don't teach it the same way that you do. And what would your followers say if they saw you like this? You'd have to close DOMI in a week.
Brian, I do not intend to engage in an argument.
No arguments. I'm just wondering why the lady isn't practicing what she preaches. Maybe you should listen to one of your own tapes.
Maybe you should close your mouth.
Guess I deserve that. I just couldn't help myself. I seldom see you like this. What's wrong?
So if you really want to know.
I do.
Oh, Brian, I'm just worn out. I suppose it's a day in and day out routine of running DOMI, the endless seminars, the perpetual smile. It's just everything.
I know what you mean.
I doubt that you really do.
Well, at least you are well compensated for your work.
Not as much as I should be. What I hate the most is having to deal with all those losers. That's all the DOMI attracts, let's face it, losers.
Precisely why it's never appealed to me.
That's all they attract, and that's all those people are ever going to be, no matter what I tell them, losers.
Then maybe it's time for you to get out of this business.
Oh, no. That is not the answer. There is much too much money to be made, but not at the beginning levels. The real money comes in the upper levels, in the inner circle, where I have absolute obedience. If only there was some way to speed up the process. If there were only some way to get those people with the promise they have into the inner circle faster. That would make me very happy. But how?
Stacy, I hope you'll hear me out with an open mind. I know how you feel.
I doubt that, Terry. Everyone says that, but no one really understands how another person feels.
Well, I suppose we can never completely put ourselves in another person's place. But I know you're angry with me, and I know why. And that's why I'm here, to explain exactly what happened.
What happened is you failed to keep a confidence. You stood in this very room and promised me that you wouldn't tell anyone how I felt about Russ.
I know.
But you did tell. You promised me, Terry, but you didn't mean it.
Stacy, I did mean it.
Then you didn't keep your word. I thought I could trust you. That's what you led me to believe, but it was all an act.
No, it wasn't. When I promised you I wouldn't tell anyone, I meant it.
Then what happened with Peter? Why did you tell him?
I didn't realize I was saying anything that Peter didn't already know.
What? Do you expect me to believe that? I never said anything to Peter. How was Peter supposed to find out about it?
Peter and I were talking, and I mentioned that I had seen you and that the two of us had cleared up our differences. And then he said something about not being surprised if you got married by the end of the year. Stacy, I thought he was talking about you and Russ. I just assumed that he had already talked to you. But the thing is, he meant you and Gil. But he didn't say anything to me because he was confused.
Mm-hmm. Why would Peter think that Gil and I would be getting married?
From what Gil told him. But I didn't know anything about that until after you'd spoken with Gil about your feelings for Russ. Stacy, do you understand? When I spoke to Peter about your love for Russ, I thought that you had already told him yourself. And then Peter went to Gil, and he in turn went to Russ.
And then Russ came to me.
Yes.
And told me that we could only be friends, and that he didn't love me.
I'm sorry, Stacy. I know how that must hurt you.
You couldn't begin to understand.
I suppose not. But Stacy, do you understand now what really happened? I didn't know I was betraying your confidence when I talked to Peter. In fact, no malice was intended by anyone. Have I made that clear? Stacy, I'm not saying that your anger towards me wasn't understandable, because it was. I just hope that now you can see that it wasn't justified. Do you see that?
Where's Alma? Shouldn't she be here by now? Lori, did you hear what I said?
Here I am. What do you think?
When is Alma supposed to be here? She should be here soon?
Well, let me see. Yeah, she should be here in about 5 minutes. So? You didn't tell me what you think. What's bothering you, Ben? I mean, come on, is something not right?
No, it looks fine. Only you've worn that dress before.
So?
So, why didn't you wear the new dress that I bought you?
Well, I thought this dress was nice. I mean, you always told me I looked great in this dress. Ben, I don't understand what's bothering you.
It's just that I bought you that other dress, hon, and I thought you'd wear it.
I will wear it. It's a lovely dress.
But I thought you'd wear it tonight. I mean, after all, it's brand new, and this one isn't.
Yeah, well, it is not ready to be discarded either.
Laurie, I just want you to look your best.
And I don't?
You would look better in the other dress.
You want me to change, don't you?
Yes, I do. Look, honey, we are traveling in different circles now. They expect you to wear something new each time you go to the club.
They? Who is they?
They, the other club members, our new friends.
Well, Ben, I don't think there's any need for me to wear a new dress every time we go out.
Laurie, please. Now, we have a few minutes before Alma arrives. Would you please go back and change?
I think that this dress will be just fine.
But tonight, I want to see you in the dress that I bought for you.
That sounds like an order. Is it?
Let's just say it's a request. A strong request. Lori, I only want what's best for you. That's why I'm being so insistent. Try to see things my way.
I'm trying. I just think you're making too big of a deal about this whole
But
thing.
it's important that we fit in, and it's expected of us.
It's very important to you that we fit in.
Yes, it is. You know that it is. Would you please go back and change?
Okay. For you.
Stacy, do you see now what really happened?
That it was all a misunderstanding?
Yes. Do you believe me? I hope you do.
I feel so stupid.
You shouldn't. I mean, like I said, your anger was perfectly understandable considering what you thought.
But you don't know the horrible things that I thought about you.
But that doesn't matter now. What does matter is that this whole thing has been straightened out, and you don't know how relieved I am by that.
Yeah, me too.
Look, Stacy, I want to assure you that I would never do anything to hurt you. That isn't me.
That's what Dad tried to tell me.
I just wish this whole thing hadn't snowballed like this.
Well, maybe it's for the best. I would have found out how Russ felt about me eventually.
Stacy, may I ask you something?
What?
The anger that you felt towards me. Is it possible that there was more to it?
I'm not sure I understand. What do you mean by more to it?
Is it possible that the anger was an expression of some deeper feelings?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe I became so angry because of Russ's rejection. I know that I felt you betrayed me, but I suppose that I also blamed you that he left. I guess you became a convenient target for all of my anger. I'm really sorry, Terry.
And that's okay.
Sorry I tried to take it all out on you. You didn't have anything to do with the way Russ felt. Actually, nobody's to blame. Russ couldn't help the way he felt about me. He didn't love me, that's all. Just doesn't love me.
I'm really glad that we were able to talk things out like this.
Yeah, I am too.
And in the future, if we have any problems between us, I hope we'll always be able to talk.
Yes, but I hope that these are few and far between.
I'll second that. And I know that Dave will, too.
Oh, Daddy, I'm going to have to apologize to him. It's not going to be easy.
Well, I know he's going to be very happy to hear that we've cleared things up.
It's going to be so difficult. The things that I said to him.
Well, look, would you like me to go with you? Or maybe I could talk to him first.
Oh, thanks, Terry. I'd like that, but this is something I have to do on my own. I just don't know how I'm going to drum up the courage.
You will. Just remember that he loves you very much. No matter what you said before or what anger you felt at the time, love is stronger.
Yeah, love is stronger.
Whatever you're thinking, Vanessa, I don't want to know about.
Brian, darling, I'm only thinking out loud. You will allow me that, won't you?
Well, I guess so. Just so long as I am not involved in any plan of yours.
Plan? I don't have a plan. I only wish I did have a plan. Let's face it, the real money comes from the upper levels, the inner circle.
Ah, yes, the inner circle.
There's got to be a way. I don't see why I should have to spend all my time and my energy on someone like Nancy Lawson when I could be helping, well, Alice Sheridan, for instance.
Come on, Vanessa, you're just overworked, that's all. What you need is a vacation. Spend a week or two in the Riviera.
A vacation is not what I need. That wouldn't satisfy me.
Now, can we just drop this discussion now and concentrate on dinner, all right?
Brian, let me ask you a question. How How does it feel when you've changed the appearance of one of your patients?
How do I feel?
Yes.
Well, I guess I feel satisfied, like I've accomplished something.
And anything else?
Well, I guess I feel a little bit superior after all. My patients look the way that I make them look.
That's exactly it. That's what I mean. It's that sense of power. That's what I love about this. I'm continually amazed by how gullible most people are. Do you know, every now and then I actually consider myself to be a sort of a puppeteer.
You think you pull everybody's strings?
Oh, I know I do.
I know I'm going to be sorry I asked this. But do you include me in your list of marionettes?
Brian, darling, what do you think?
Preston? Well, there you are.
Oh, Charles, what a surprise.
Surprise my foot. After what you pulled, you knew I'd have to come back here to Kingsley, and don't you dare deny it.
Now, look, Charles, if you're going to be unpleasant, I'm going to ask you to go.
Leave? Leave my house?
Oh, it's not your house anymore, remember, Charles? No, obviously you don't. I think I better have the locks changed.
Well, frankly, I don't care what you do to this place, but I do care what you've done to Carpenter Shipping.
What do you mean, what I've done?
Oh, don't play the fool with me, although it's a role that certainly fits you. What did you hope to accomplish by stealing 4 of my top executives?
Well, what makes you think I had anything to do with their resignation?
You had everything to do with it. I couldn't get any of them on the phone. But I did learn from Pressman's assistant that he had accepted a position with a new shipping company in Kingsley. A new shipping concern here.
Stay cool, Charles. You'll have another heart attack.
Oh, your concern for my health is very touching. Now, I want to know the truth.
All right. Pressman, Lerner, Case, and Cropsey have all left Carpenter Shipping to set up a new corporation, Commonwealth Trans Express.
Which you own.
Yes.
Why, Preston?
Why? I have to do something, Charles.
Do you have any idea at all of the impact that this has on Carpenter Shipping?
No, we're not going to take any of your business away if that's what you're worried about.
Who is talking about business? I'm talking about stealing 4 executives. Do you know that word has gotten out about it, and at the close of the market today, Carpenter Shipping dropped 10 points. 10 points!
Yes, so I've heard. You don't suppose that's a signal of what is yet to come?
Well, I'm sure that's what you hope happens.
Now, look, if Carpenter Shipping, if your company, and I'll underscore that, if your company folds, it won't be because of what I have done.
Are you going to deny that you didn't take those 4 executives?
No, I don't look on it as taking. I look on it as luring them away. And I must say, it didn't take a lot of convincing. You know, Charles, there are quite a few people who are less than impressed with your joining the board.
And I'll bet you helped them a lot. Now, just what kind of lies did you tell them about me?
Yeah, I didn't have to say anything, Charles.
Preston, do you despise me so much that you would ruin a company that you founded? One, I might remind you, which bears our name.
It's not my company, Charles. You have my seat on the board. You have all my stock. The company belongs to you and Enright Sumner, and it is up to you to see that it remains profitable.
And how am I going to do that if you keep sabotaging it?
Oh, come on, Charles. Grow up, huh? It's done all the time. You've done it yourself several times.
Yes, but we're family, and you are trying to destroy me.
If Carpenter Shipping folds, it won't be because the stock has dropped a few points. It'll be because of the way you react to emergencies. Frankly, Charles, I don't think you're going to be equal to that challenge.
And how are you this evening, Ben?
Oh, I'm fine, Alma.
Oh, you look so handsome.
Well, thank you.
What's the occasion? Someone getting married?
No, Mrs. Martin and I are going to the Old Orchard Country Club.
Well, that's a very exclusive place.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you and your wife are certainly coming up in the world.
Lori, you about ready? Alma's here.
Yeah, Alma, stop be with you in just a minute.
You and Lori make such an attractive couple. It's nice to see the two of you going out and having a good time.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And how's Scotty?
Oh, he still has that ear infection. And by the way, his medicine's in the refrigerator if he needs it.
Fine.
And he should be asleep. At least he was a few minutes ago when I checked in on him.
You have a good son there, Ben.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, but then again, I am a little prejudiced. Lori?
Yeah, here I am.
Oh, Lori, you look so beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Honey, you look fantastic. Thank you.
That dress is so becoming, Lori.
Well, thank you. It was a present from Ben.
You have good taste.
Ah, you see? Alma, don't you think Lori's going to be the most beautiful woman at the country club tonight?
No doubt about that.
And I'm going to be very proud of her when they ask her to be on the committee for Bedford's annual charity ball.
What?
It was supposed to be a surprise, but I'm glad I told you now.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Lori, it is quite an honor to be asked.
An honor. Well, what if I said no?
You wouldn't do that. Besides being an honor, it's expected of you.
I see.
I'm sure you'll be an asset to the committee, Lori.
I agree. So, shall we go?
Yeah, we can just talk about this more in the car. You know, Ben, I have gotten involved in the remedial reading program at church, and it's got me very involved. I have a lot of time I spend with that.
Yes, well, we'll talk about that later. Good night, Alma.
Bye, Alma.
Bye, you two.
Preston, do you realize I've sold all my assets here in Kingsley, including my interest in Hollister Mall, in order to buy your stock? And that as of today, I am losing $10 on every share I own.
You haven't lost anything, Charles, until you sell the stock. But you better do something to bolster confidence in your company.
Why are you doing this to your own brother?
You expect sympathy from me towards you? You didn't show me an ounce of consideration or concern when I needed financial help because of Phyllis. You seem more than pleased to trade your help for my seat on the board of Carpenter Shipping. You wanted to run the company, so go ahead, run it to the best of your ability.
And that is what I actually intend to do.
For as long as you have it.
And what does that mean?
Well, without those 4 key executives, it's my educated opinion that you and Carpenter Shipping should be bankrupt by the end of the year.